if he does not thoroughly enjoy taking care of you, run. It should turn him on to please you.
I expect my husband to do 3 things: pay the mortgage or the rent, pay all the utilities, and put groceries in our fridge.
You stop talking to him because he was eating chicken wings?
She had the same idea. Let's see if you...
If you ask him to jump, he'll say how high.
Why men don't change, they don't evolve, they don't grow, is because they live their lives through their ego.
Pleading him, what do you bring to the table? Any of that. Run.
Do not go back to exes or people from your past. And this is dating advice from a woman in her 30s. Men hardly ever grow, they hardly ever change, and they hardly ever evolve. And I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. The reason why men don't change, they don't evolve, they don't grow is because they live their lives through their ego. And when you are living a life through your ego, you don't care about anyone else but yourself. You don't care about your surroundings, you don't care about furthering your education, you don't care about the people you date, your family, you only care about yourself. You know that saying, if you let something go and if it comes back, it's yours? Well, that's a lie, and that is... When you let something go and you let someone go, it's for a reason. As women get older, we decenter men, okay? They are not the first thing on our wish list anymore. And we start to focus on ourselves. We start to grow, we start to change, we become the woman we've always wanted to be. We start to travel more, move to new cities, get hobbies, start different jobs, or go back to school, start a whole different career. We do a lot as women. And what I've noticed as a woman in her 30s is that the men from my past come back. They always come back. And sadly, they are still in the same mindset, in the same place where we last stopped talking. The amount of men that has come back in my life is insane. There's a guy that I used to talk to 7 years ago. He came back. A guy from 5 years ago. He came back. Someone from my high school came back. Someone from 2 years ago decided to come back. And what's sad about this is that they think that I'm just sitting waiting for them. They think that I'm just, at home knitting and balled up in a corner hoping that they're going to reach out to me. And this is not a bashing post. This is just a reflecting post about life and how no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter how far you come in life, men are always going to pop back up. And the reason why men do this is because men think that there's always going to be a woman that wants them. They think they have this sea of women that are lining up to be with them. And then they get older and they realize that no one wants them. So then they start to backtrack to girls that they fumbled.
Did she try to reverse it? She tried to reverse the dating game on its head, and you see that look in the air? Lying. I paused it at the perfect time. She's lying. Caught in a lie. What am I gonna say next? You just said what you do. You got caught in the act. They're gonna learn.
Girls they messed up with, and they try to come back to us. No, the door is closed, baby. And this is why I always say, be careful if you're going back to an ex, because 9 times out of 10, there's someone out there that saw his true colors. They didn't want to put up with his and they left him. And he's coming back not because he loves you or misses you, because he has no one else. There's no one else that wants him. And they always think the door is always going to be open, but it's not.
Who's going to tell her?
Women move on. Men stay in the past.
We do not care.
So, stop wasting your time going back and forth with these men that don't want anything to do with you. If they wanted to put a ring on your finger, they would have.
This is what I wish I knew when I was in my 20s. As a woman who's now in my 30s.
Over 27, unmarried, female. What do you call this lady?
when it comes to dating.
We call them 剩女, which means leftover women.
If he does not thoroughly enjoy taking care of you, run. It should turn him on to please you. It should fill his cup to fill yours. If there is any sentiment that you are a burden, a chore, depleting him, what do you bring to the table, any of that, run.
Where is your husband?
If he does not naturally make you a priority, next. If he has enough time in his day to use the restroom, if he has enough time in his day to eat food, he has enough time in his day to call you, to text you, to get back to you, to prioritize you. People prioritize what they want to prioritize. Someone raised on love cannot date someone raised on survival. Unfortunately, this is especially prevalent in Black communities where people had to grow up raising themselves in really difficult situations. If he does not get therapy and is at a point of healing to the point where he can recognize love and give love and process love, do not waste your time if you are raised on love. You can see a dog on the street, want to take them inside, but they can maul your entire family because they do not understand what love is when you reach out your hand to pet them. If he gets defensive when you express your truth, next. The wrong man will try to make it seem like whatever it is trivial. It does not even matter what it is. He could hurt your feelings because he wrote your name on a card with bad handwriting. It does not matter what it is. If you are feeling a way about it and you cannot talk to him and hear his empathy and compassion, and he does not have to agree to understand. He does not have to agree to show love and care and consideration. If he does not have that level of emotional intelligence and availability, move on. You cannot teach someone that. If he's aggressive with others, he's most likely going to be aggressive with you. If he cannot respect your boundaries, move on. That is a dangerous situation. If he cannot set boundaries with others, move on. This boy will have you feeling like the man in the relationship. If money is the number one metric that matters in his life, move on. You will never come first, and you are going to be seen as an expense. Let me know if I should do a part 2.
Now, you heard what she said? You're going to be seen as an expense. And you know what? This lady, she met with the Godfather himself in person. This lady had a man who left her because he watched her on a Godfather, and then he saw the dilemma.
Karma's a bitch.
The Godfather himself told her about this. The same thing she's talking about right now. She didn't learn. Man left her. Now she's teaching woman her downfall. This is why I made the video the other day. TikTok is the problem. Instagram is the problem. And you know what? These ladies, right? It's not that they're not beautiful. That's not why they're hitting the wall, right? The reason why you hit the wall and there's no coming back because you're in your 20s and you're temporary in every man's life, right? Then you have all these standards, you're in your 30s, and you want more. They fine as ever, but they want more, and you don't deserve more. Ain't that some stuff? And you know what she needs to go back and look at?
For the ladies who are officially all up and through the danger zone, you know you have not prioritized marriage. You have wasted your prime years. You're now in the danger zone. Why do you feel like you should get a high value man? You are lucky to get a man, but yet you still think you should get a high value man and have the same negotiating and leverage you did when you were a younger woman. You can't do that when you're your age. You ran the time out because you understand why that's not good enough for you, because you look at your body and it's not what it was when it was 21.
Real talk.
You are in your late 20s and early 27 is the beginning of the danger zone. When I see somebody in the danger zone, I am gone. How old are you? There's a reason you're 33 and chronically unmarried. It's not because you're not attractive and can get a man to say, I will be seen in public with you. It's just you can't get a quality.
So I watched another creator's video about how she always dates younger guys. And she even posted one today, 24 and a half and above, but not too old, right? Was her age range. And I thought that was freaking nuts. I'm like, never in my life have I dated a younger guy, just because I feel like not mature, not past their little F-boy stage, probably not established in a career, still trying to build, where it's like, I'm into my late 30s. Like, I'm not looking to build. I'm not looking for a party boy, you know, just at different stages of life. But she completely debunks all my thought process. And I'm like, ladies, in our 30s, should we be looking at the younger guys now? Is that what we're missing? Could these guys do it? Can they still be traditional? Can they be chivalrous? Can they be gentlemen? Not be butthurt by being screwed over by an ex-wife? Let me know. Should we be going for younger guys now? Maybe that's a thing. Is anyone else doing it? Would love to know. Leave it in the comments. Really curious. Thanks, ladies.
Listen up. When a man is interested in you, he will hunt you down like prey. Meaning, 1, he'll let you know he's interested. 2, he's willing to go along with any terms you give him. If you tell him he needs to be patient, he'll be patient. If you tell him you want things to go slow, he'll go slow. If you ask him to jump, he'll say how high.
Someone call a search party because these TikToks are lost in Delulu land.
If a man is giving you wishy-washy signals, yes and no signals, get out. He doesn't want you. And if he does like you, he has no balls. He has no character. You do not want a man like that. You deserve a man that is proud to call you his.
You see what she said? When you say jump, he should say how high. You wouldn't respect a man like that. You wouldn't. And you know you wouldn't. Well, maybe, I don't know. There are a lot of guys that end up in marriages that make no sense. What I mean is they're miserable. Right? They're sitting there. They're with their lady. They're not getting none. They're not getting cooked meals. They're not getting back rubs. They're not getting pleased. Miserable. Being with someone like her, you will be miserable. When I jump, you say how high? Get lost. That's what all guys are saying. Get lost. And that's why guys are going overseas. Makes a lot of sense. And I didn't go through this. Why? Because I saw it way ahead of time. I'm talking about so many years ago. I made a video today, right? And because I made a video talking about I'm going to travel to Vietnam, right? During the hurricane season, and also during the rainy season, and also during typhoon season, and also travel because a lot of earthquakes are happening here, right? But I noticed, like, I take a look at those things, and I notice that they're moving. They're all around the world. So what I do is I look at I forgot what the name of that earthquake chart is. So I see when things are happening. So I said what I'm going to do is move from place to place, right? And I made a video in response to that video because I got hated on by so many Filipinos, but I don't take it as hate. It's all love. You know, when you say I'm gonna move around, I'm gonna be in Vietnam, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be there. You know what they said to me? Why you running? And I'm like, I said I'm gonna buy a home. I'm gonna have 2 homes in the Philippines. 2 homes in the province and still have an apartment. I'm going to have 2 homes and 2 apartments. That's crazy. But that happened, right? But what you have to understand, what I said to them is I've been in the Philippines a decade. That's how long ago I knew that this is the way. Because I saw what was going on. And everybody knows I said it before and I said it a lot of times. Where was I from? New York. And what is that? The land, the home of the modern woman. So I was way ahead of time. And I know you guys like, Jay, were you bragging about that again? But yeah, when guys were in the manosphere talking about what they talking about, I was here.
So I'm about to go to the gym, but I wanted to stop by and tell you guys about this new thing that I've been doing with the men that I date. I have this thing that I do by the 3rd date, right? I call it the conversation. So basically, I sit that man down and I have a conversation with him that basically goes something like this. I am not in a rush to get married, but I do one day want to get married and have kids. So I want to be a wife and a mom. And as a wife and a mom, I expect my husband to do 3 things. Pay the mortgage or the rent, pay all the utilities, and put groceries in our fridge.
You can't make this
I say to them that as a wife, I have no intention to be doing any of those things, and that's a complete deal breaker for me. So if you are a man that wants to split things 50-50, like, or wants me to contribute to the rent or the mortgage and pay for groceries and pay utilities, then I'm not the woman for you. And I totally understand that. Like, I think that people should be with people that align with them in terms of their values and their beliefs. And that is not one of my values, and that is not one of my beliefs, and I will not be doing it. That is a complete deal breaker for me. And surprisingly, it has gone over well with a lot of men, because I think that men come to me and they know immediately that I have a certain lifestyle and I could afford to do certain things, in that, like, I am taking care of myself at a very high level, so that if you are coming in, I expect you to take care of me, and I'm not going to be contributing to that. So if you want to put a ring on my finger, these are the things that I require.
I will not look for you. I will not pursue you.
From you. And like, they've all been like, Nandi, I would be shocked if a man gets you to go 50-50 with him. And I was like, yeah, well, love makes you do crazy things, and I don't want to talk about past experiences, but like, let's just put it this way. I will not be doing that, and it's a deal breaker, and I will gladly stay single and pay 100% of my own bills. Before I'm a wife, I'm paying half of your bills. And honestly, even as a girlfriend, if we move in together, bro, I'm not paying half of your rent, like, or your mortgage, or utilities, or groceries. Like, that's not even up for consideration. And it's been good. And I feel so empowered having that conversation, because I feel like I've done this, like, polite politics when it comes to men, and I don't want to say things that I feel like would, like, turn them off from me. And I'm just like, bro, I'd rather turn you off now than me be in a matter you walk out of my life right now, because I'm not that pressed for a boyfriend or a man right now anyway. And I just wanted to be very clear what my expectations are if we move forward with this.
And just feeling burnt out by the dating scene, or finding themselves in a negative mindset, or maybe a spiral.
I would look at a couple of things. One, what is the narrative and story you're telling yourself? Because more often than not, it's usually that of like, I'm too old, no one's gonna like me, I'm over that, right? No, when it comes to dating apps even, I met my partner on Hinge. So what changed was I became a better buyer. I stopped allowing bull. If you're exhausted in the dating world, one, take a break. The second thing is start to look at, how am I showing up? I can't tell you how many dating profiles I have seen from women in their 30s. And the minute I see it, I'm like, well, you wonder why you're not getting anybody. There's nothing about you. It's all about, well, I want somebody who's growth minded. Okay, what the mean? I want somebody that's vulnerable. Do you think someone reading that is like, that's me? No, they understand the buzzwords. I think it's also about, what is your life outside of dating? Maybe we can work on shifting some perspective shifts of, I might not have met them, but that doesn't mean I won't. My person's out there. I just haven't met them yet. I'm excited and ready for when I do. And you know what I want you to get used to? How do I want to feel when I'm with this person? That way, when you date people and it doesn't align, you're not wasting any time.
This is dating advice.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
From a woman in her 30s, part 2. Men don't change. They just change the woman. The main reason why they don't change is because they don't think anything was wrong with them.
This lady has a part 2.
But wait, there's more.
A lady, you guys already know what's going on. They're giving advice and they need all the advice in the world. Let's continue.
They don't talk about their feelings. They don't express themselves. They don't go to therapy. They don't heal after relationships. A man will lie to you. He would cheat on you. He would use you, abuse you, sit in your house and do absolutely nothing to help with the household, and yet blame you for all the problems. Why would you change if you know that there's someone else out there that wants you? Why would you change if you know that you can go on to another woman and talk about your ex and
Who hurt you?
she'll agree with you? Why would you change? You know, men haven't been taught to change. They've been taught to change the woman. And sadly, this is due to programming. A lot of us have been taught and trained to take abuse and nonsense from men. A lot of us have been taught and trained to suffer, okay? But you know what? You don't receive anything good when you choose to suffer. How are you supposed to receive blessings if you are choosing to suffer with a man who doesn't even like you? So as women, we have to choose. We have to choose between suffering or happiness, peace or loneliness, heartbreak or money. And I'm being so serious. You don't have to suffer. Love does not hurt. Love doesn't make you cry. Love doesn't cheat and lie on you. Love does not use you and abuse you. So understand, going back to someone who wronged you only hurts you. Going back to someone that used you and abused you only hurts you. Going back to someone who cheated on you only hurts you. People do not change unless they want to. So there is no amount of time, of space, of fixing that can change a person. That person, which we're talking about men, have to wake up and they have to change on their own. Going back to exes is a no. Duh. Unless that man proves and shows you that he's changed. Words mean nothing, okay? Actions. If his actions prove to you that he actually wants you and he actually is going to do right, yeah, try to work it out. But one thing you have to understand and realize is that you can never get time back. And all those years you wasted on a man hoping that he's going to change and do right are gone. You can never get that back. So think about your time the next time you want to give your ex a chance.
Starting to feel like a broken record now, right? Because it's the 80-20 again. You're talking about with the guys you want 6 feet, not the 100,000. Why do I say that? Because they get with the guy that looks good, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say she's ugly because then I'd be lying. And when I was in the West, I didn't really have a problem. I'm short, but I have the attitude that works. I have the bravado. I'm a little bit handsome. I'm not that much of a looker, but yeah, my attitude always got me in the door. But see, what they don't realize, and I wish more would watch more of us, because then they would learn. And then I can say my favorite thing that I always say. I even say it in meetings. You gonna learn today, right? Because that's what's happening. You're saying, oh, I'm not going to. What's he going to change for? Why would the man change? He doesn't need to change. The world is his oyster. A lot of guys are not getting the time of day. Crazy.
I guess she had the same idea. Let's see if you can pick up a guy at Home Depot.
For you guys that don't already realize it, having the skills of building things and getting your hands dirty, not being afraid of that, is extremely attractive to pretty much all women. So the concept here of a woman going to Home Depot looking good and walking around trying to find a single guy, like, it's good, right? The ideas behind it are good. She wants to find a man that is not afraid to get his hands dirty. However, many women have tried this, and it oftentimes does not work because those men at Home Depot are not looking to hit on a woman. They are just looking to finish their project, okay? Home Depot, Lowe's, it is like their peaceful place. It's their work zone, okay? They're in work brain. So if you're a woman that is trying to do this, you need to be a little bit bolder than what you typically would be. You need to say something to him. You need to approach him. Just make sure, especially if it's a weekend, to look at his hand, okay? Because most likely if it's a man on a weekend, like mid-morning, early afternoon, he's probably there because he's completing a task that his wife sent him there to do. Other than that, ladies, good luck. And men, good luck finishing your projects.
Look what this says, all right? This comment was right on the money because they're going to Home Depot looking for a man. He said, imagine a guy sitting and hanging around a nail salon or hair salon trying to pick up a woman. That's the same thing with ladies going to Home Depot. You know what they be saying? Look at this creep. And they wonder why guys say, oh, nah, I ain't dealing with that. And he's right. Imagine a guy sitting around, sitting and hanging around a nail salon or hair salon, trying to pick up a woman. Like, hey, yeah, I see that hairdo looks nice. Yeah, I think I should take you out. Or like cheesy, like, yeah, that hair looks nice. You want to sit on my lap? Like something crazy like that. You want to sit on my lap? I got a surprise for you. Like, try and pick up lines in there. They don't realize what they're saying. It's crazy.
When it comes to dating, as a woman who's now in her 30s, part 2. If he continuously relishes in his past and has some kind of glory days, move on. His best days and years are behind him, and his future, he believes, looks bleak, and you don't want to be a part of that. If he's the victim in every story he tells, run. Most likely he's the villain and he can't take accountability, and you are the next victim. Now this one, you really want to take your pen and paper out. This is about if he seeks validation from others. The best way I've learned to pay attention to this is find out his relation to social media. Now, there's two ends of the spectrum here. I once had an ex who would post in his story and literally check throughout the day how much people are in his story. He needed to know who's paying attention to him, what's going on. I had another ex who would be so scared to post, he would take literally 2 days to think of a caption and a song and everything and then post, and it was the scariest thing ever because he was so wrapped up in people's opinions of him. You cannot build a kingdom with a man who seeks attention from the village. You cannot build with a man who's more concerned about everyone else's opinion of him over his own opinion of himself or your opinion of him. It might not be Instagram, it might be his friends, it might be his family, it might be somewhere. Is he seeking validation from his peers, from his family, from his friends? If so, you need to run. This man is controlled by the opinions and perceptions of others. If he has mommy issues, now this could be mom wasn't there, this could be mama's boy. You cannot and you will not ever fill the void that he has for his mother. And even if he's in therapy, you need to pay attention to how he tells the story about his mother, especially if his mother was not there. Does he still live in that narrative about him being abandoned? Does he still get off on telling that story? Does he still look for sympathy? Or is that a thing of the past? If it's a story that continuously comes up and he, oh my God, I remember when my mom did this to me and I remember feeling so sad. I remember feeling abandoned. He's not over it. And it will manifest in how he treats you and how he sees women, and he is angry and hurt. You do not need or want to be a part of his process. He needs to be healed before starting a relationship with you. If him giving a compliment feels like pulling teeth, run. Most likely he wants to be the diva. He wants to get the compliments. He is looking for you to pour into him. And if he's giving compliments and his actions don't match, also run. For example, oh babe, you so fine. I want to see you this weekend. Oh, I can't wait to adorn you in flowers and pearls. and then he leaves you on red for a week, move on. In Jamaica, in what I say, in my lyrics, or he just is a player, he's a smooth talker. His words and his actions need to correlate. And on that note, if he is not nervous whatsoever when approaching you, if he's not nervous whatsoever when talking to you, if it is too smooth sailing, he knows what to say and how to say it. He is too seasoned, sis. He is a player. And this is another conquest. There needs to be some nerves. If he really is interested in you and he feels a little nervous, a little shy, a little dorky, that is more so the man you want to approach you. And lastly, if he is grossed out by any bodily functions of women, especially our periods, run. I'm still a little boy. He's still a little boy. Now, not saying you're going to be out here defecating and doing number twos all over the place, but he needs to understand that you are a human. He needs to understand that you are a woman, and he needs to be okay with all of what that entails. And imagine if he can't even handle you urinating, how is he going to handle you being pregnant and everything that comes with that, giving birth and after? Okay, move on. Let me know if I need to do a part 3, because boy, I got so many more.
Yo, some women get on my nerve. Like, they're over here turning 40, telling me that, oh, I can't find a good man. I can't find a good man. And then they talk to someone and they just stop talking to them. And I'm like, well, what happened? Oh, well, I asked him what he was doing and he told me he was eating chicken wings. Okay, and that was it. He was eating chicken wings. You stopped talking to him because he was eating chicken wings?
Make it make sense.
No, he should have, like, ate something healthier. Like, I want my guy to eat something healthy. The guy chicken wings. You just stop talking to a guy for chicken wings. That's why you 40 and single. Like, what do you mean? They ain't good guys. He's not a good guy because he eats chicken wings? Get out of here.
I could tell you to go to business conferences, play paddle, play golf, go to the nicest gym in your neighborhood. But instead, I'm gonna actually tell you a secret. This secret not many women understand, because I feel like you really start to grasp the concept when you turn 30. So I'm 30 and I can tell you with 100% life-proof experience that a lot of girls go to those places and do that, but they don't get a man like this because their self-worth is really low. And what I mean by having a high self-worth is when you value yourself despite of anything outside of yourself. The way you look, what's your age, who you are, what's your job. Believe that you worthy of everything you desire and you are valuable. So you enough just by existing. Like, the signs of being this woman is that you take care of yourself. You always look good, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you respect yourself and you love yourself and you like to look good for yourself. You like to take care of your body. You like to do sport. You like to eat. Makes your body healthy. You invest in yourself and you treat yourself as a queen, and you will never allow disrespect in your life. You have a certain unshakable beliefs when it comes to dating that you will never compromise on. Women who have a high self-worth will always have friends who treat her amazing. A man in her life that she has around treat her amazing. This kind of woman, they usually call her a bitch. Okay, man loves bitches, but it's just a woman who have a really high self-respect and value. I think a good example is Lauren Sanchez, because she's Latina, and I feel like Latinas also get it as Slavic girls, that she married the richest man on the planet, literally, by being a divorced woman. I don't know, she's over 40, right? Like, she's not a young girl anymore, and she has kids by herself from last marriage. She doesn't care about anything other people think about her. She values herself in that level that the richest man on earth sense it. I'm gonna tell you, girl, even if you post your photos on Instagram After you went to therapist and you work on your self-worth and your value and how you treat yourself and you heal your good girl syndrome or people pleasing or whatever that is you have. And I know a lot of us been raised like that. So I've had, for example, a good girl syndrome in the beginning that I healed the therapist. If all women on the planet start to value themselves just because they're a woman, just because they exist, dusty man would extinct. Because we raise future generations and we set the tone in dating and we would not allow disrespect.
30, 32.
Okay. At your age, do you feel like dating has become easier or harder for you?
It's honestly stupid.
What's the difference between now and then?
It's harder to meet people who have the same interests as you. Because as a woman, the older you get, the more serious you get. Yeah. But men don't match that energy.
Do you think it's because men are becoming more successful as they age and they have their pick of the little?
No.
I think they're becoming stupider, to be honest.
Or do you think that they're just going for younger women?
I don't think it has anything to do with age.
No, I think it's that men have discovered that they don't need to try as hard to want to win a woman's heart. And it's sad because there are a lot of women out there who will settle for that, and that's fine. We won't settle for that. So if you don't bring your A game, you're just really not getting it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
And by getting it, I mean like even the chance to just like take us out on a date.
Yeah.